Hey, you're, just gonna stand outside? Would it by any chance be the first time you've come to one of these events? It's not the first time I've been, no. I like to think I'm a popular face around here. Or at least put up with. You're standing outside, nervously fidgeting. I'm guessing you're thinking about what? Calling a taxi, getting out of here, and thinking this is all a terrible idea. How did I know? Very simple. First time I came, that was exactly what I was doing. I used to be, try to be very, very vanilla, restrained, what society tells you to be in a lot of ways, I suppose. And to put it simply, I had this kind of misconception that in order to behave the way I wanted to behave, you kind of had to be a bad guy, I suppose. And in reality, it's the exact opposite. That in places like this, in the kind of relationships that people here are in, it's 100% about communication, about respecting people's boundaries, about maybe being willing to try something you wouldn't normally, but obviously respecting your own boundaries too. There's things I'll never do, things I have no interest in, things that don't feel right to me. But as long as people are respectful about their fantasies, their ideas, then yeah. In any case, I think I didn't call the cab in the end. And then I got talking to people about completely random topics. Nothing to do with the reason you think you're here. Because in reality, like any other relationship, 90% of it isn't, that. It's, did you watch sporting event X? Did you see film Y? It's all just people. And I think when you're outside looking in, that's maybe the bit you can forget. Everyone involved here has 1,001 other things going on in their life. And this is just one of the things they like. But, this is not a meeting that necessitates play, interactions. It's just as much or as little as you want it to be. So you, because you're like me, don't want to dive into all this kind of stuff with a stranger, right? And I've got the good news for you. You don't have to. Absolutely nothing has to happen tonight or any other night. There's never a situation where you have to be... You never have to do anything that's not been, agreed to, talked about, that's not fully something you want to do. And if anyone ever tries to make you do something that you specifically say you don't want to, that person, I promise you, because it's something that everyone here is very careful about and doesn't want to let in here to ruin this, if you tell people, that's going to be taken extremely seriously. As in, you know, the authorities would become involved because it's not something we can allow to happen, obviously. It's of great importance to everyone involved that this place is very safe, that absolutely nothing will ever happen to anybody unless it's something they would like to happen to them. And the very notion that anything else would ever be the case is abhorrent to the entire point of a place like this existing. We're here to allow people to explore themselves, to... how do I even put this? To explore sides of themselves that they maybe didn't even know were there, to really find things they like and don't, you know. I'm not going to sit here and pretend you'll like everything you ever think about or anything people suggest to you. Again, never be pressured into trying something you don't want to try. But, well, I'll give you an example, right? I mean, as I say, I'm a known face around here. And to be honest, I kind of hang around and have a beer and enjoy people's company. One of my problems I knew, but I now know for sure, is it doesn't matter how much I'm attracted to someone, it doesn't matter how much I like the way they look or the way they dress or their body language and how they carry themselves or anything like that. If I'm not attracted to the person, if I'm not pretty much in a relationship, it's not the same for me. And that's not true for everybody, and that's fine. That's the whole point, right? And this is why I like this place so much, because with guidelines of some reasonability in terms of, you know, in terms of bestiality, for example, would be a complete no for anybody, but, you know, or something like that. But in terms of, you know, 2 or more consenting adults, it's a matter of finding agreement, finding people who are of a similar level of extreme, I suppose is one way of thinking of it. I mean, we have people here who are basically into very, very little. They just like the kind of atmosphere, all the way into the people who are very extreme and like what they like. But as I say, the important part is here, and it should be anywhere else. Though again, you know, you have to be a little bit careful, but no one should ever be trying to make you go further than you want to. There's a reason these meetings... wow. Apparently I need to drink less. There's a reason these meetings exist the way they do. With, 80% of the house is food and drinks and hopefully conversation, laughter. If you avoided certain rooms, this is just a completely normal house party gathering. And again, it never has to be anything other than that. You're welcome. I'll be honest, I'm not usually part of the initial welcoming committee or anything like that. As cliche as it is, we have a few lovely ladies who are usually ones to welcome people in. The slightly motherly types, if you meet them outside of those certain rooms. If you go into those certain rooms with them, They each have their own personalities, but have I? No, they are not quite my kettle of fish. But, well, I don't want to be presumptive or anything. Well, let's just say it this way. I like the way you look. I like the way you dress. I like the cute little smiles you've given me so far. Yeah. Obviously don't want to be anything other than a welcoming, friendly face. I would just say that if you were interested in getting to know me better, I'd be very open to that idea and seeing where it leads. Well, that was quick. Really? Okay. Well, I'm smiling and grinning because, I don't know, I guess I didn't expect such instantaneous enthusiasm. Could I read from that you like the way I look, the way I dress, the way I present myself? More than that? You could go into detail if you so chose. You don't want to give too much away. Oh, you're gonna make me work for it, are you? Now that is a very promising little grin. Okay then. As I try not to bite my lip off. Brain going all sorts of directions. Funny that I haven't gone to one of these events in a while and had that kind of rush of, well, it's maybe not blood, but rush of something to the head. Rush of certain instinctual emotion to cloud it as much as possible while you still know exactly what I mean, don't you? You, I can already tell, are very, very mischievous. Is that a problem? Not necessarily, so long as it is within certain boundaries of control. As I said, really, it's like any other kind of relationship. If anything, the communication's better because everybody is more open about what they do and perhaps far more importantly, to be honest, what they don't like, what they're not interested in, what would make them feel. It's really important when exploring yourself that it's with someone who will, at the slightest drop of the hat, go back into being a rational, caring human being and stop whatever is happening to make sure you're okay. So I would like to believe, and you can ask around, I suppose, not in that way, but You can ask about the reputation I have garnered here. I am said to be assertive when I'm in a relationship, yet kind, caring, and not right for everybody. Some people want a man who is more I suppose the word that keeps circling in my head is aggressive, and I'll stick with it, I guess. But for the right person, I'm also assured will walk in here any day now, which is amusing in the context of this conversation. Apparently, I will be a godsend. And more adorable grins later. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but I think there is a chance here. And that is worth a lot, don't you think?